Hey guys, my name is Ashton, and I'm going to talk about the controversy of legalizing marijuana. Marijuana is a very prominent and controversial issue in society today. Although many slanderous claims have been made about cannabis in recent history, the truths are slowly starting to resurface. Unfortunately, these truths are under heavy criticism due to the stereotypical view of what people view as the typical pot smoker. This skewed perception of a lazy and unmotivated American is the result of over 70 years of propaganda and misinformation spread by private interests who needed cannabis illegal for their own personal gains. I strongly believe that marijuana should be legalized for all uses. NORML.org says using marijuana for medicinal purposes is not a recent discovery. In fact, written references to use medical marijuana date back nearly 5,000 years. Western medicine embraced marijuana's medical properties in the mid-1800s, and by the beginning of the 20th century, physicians had published more than 100 papers in the Western medical literature recommending its use for a variety of disorders. These disorders include pain relief, nausea relief, glaucoma relief, and movement disorders relief. It is also used as a powerful appetite stimulant, which helps patients that have had HIV/AIDS or cancer patients going through chemotherapy. One of the biggest positive impacts that the legalization of marijuana would produce is the reintegration of hemp into our society, and more importantly, in current times, our economy. Hemp is a plant that is grown for industrial use only. In fact, hemp contains less than 1% THC and causes no high when smoked. From an industrial standpoint, hemp provides many advantages over a great deal of current resources that America utilizes. The most common use for hemp is in the production of textile-based products. Hemp fibers are considerably strong, so that makes it ideal for the production of many products like paper, fabric, and rope. Hemp produces a higher yield per acre than cotton and has a growing cycle of only 100 days instead of 160. Hemp seeds provide more protein than soy, and according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, you can produce 4 times as much paper from an acre of marijuana than an acre of trees. Plus, marijuana can be harvested at a quicker rate than trees. And that all came from cannabisnews.com. DrugWarFacts.org said in 2006, alcohol contributed to 85,000 deaths in the United States. In 2000 alone, tobacco contributed to a staggering 435,000 deaths. In the entire history of mankind, marijuana has never been recorded as a cause of death. No one in recorded history has died from the consumption of cannabis. And that all came from DrugWarFacts.org. However, marijuana has been linked to short-term damage and to a slightly reduced lung capacity when regularly inhaled. Although nowhere near as severely as alcohol, marijuana does also impair judgment and motor skills. As is the same with most other things, those who regularly ingest cannabis usually build up a tolerance to these side effects, which makes them even less hindering. But some individuals never fully develop one. If cannabis were legalized and then regulated and taxed like other commercial goods, it would bring in huge dollar amounts to the federal government. It is estimated that the tax revenue generated from marijuana would be upwards of $2.4 billion annually if it were taxed like everyday goods, and as high as $6.2 billion annually if it were taxed like alcohol and tobacco. And that was all accessed from prohibitioncost.org. It's hard to see why cannabis is still illegal in the country. To this day, I have not heard an intelligent argument against the legalization and regulation of cannabis that cannot be quickly dismissed or refuted. Most politicians, I would assume, are worried that supporting this controversial subject would yield negative feedback from their supporters. The public has gotten it into their heads that legalizing marijuana is the same as condoning it, which it is not. One doesn't have to condone the smoking of marijuana to vote for its legalization. The fact is, many people would outlaw fast food, cigarettes, alcohol, and tanning beds because of the harm they cause. But this is America, and America is about freedom and about choice. Give the people in our nation the choice to enjoy marijuana without the fear of prosecution or criticism. In these economic times, the government should be looking for ways to create jobs, produce ongoing revenue, and increase morality of its citizens. So that is my persuasive essay speech about the legalization of marijuana. I hope you guys enjoyed.